Okay, today our lesson actually talks about the lymphatic system. So by the end of this class, you should be able to realize what lymph is, what is the lymphatic system, and the main parts of the lymphatic system, and the role of the lymphatic system to the body. Now, as you see here, we have a group of cells or tissue, and on the left we have capillary. As you know, that capillary exchange materials at cellular level. It gives materials and substances to the cells in order to respire, to work properly. At the same time, it takes waste materials from the cell to get rid of it. So here, as you notice, the capillary is carrying the material from the artery. So the materials diffuse out of the capillary. As we know that blood plasma and white blood cells can diffuse out of what? Of the capillary going to the cell. As white blood cells should go to the infected area where there are germs or microbes within the cell to attack these microbes or invaders. The same time, plasma is the liquid part that carries dissolved substances that can go out and squeeze out of the capillary to the cell to give glucose, salts, vitamins, and also oxygen can go out of the capillary, not red blood cells. Red blood cells, they are inside the capillary. They cannot go outside of the capillary. So once this tissue fluid goes out with oxygen, food, and so on, the cell uses what it needs for its metabolic reactions. Then some of the tissue fluid actually should carry the waste products going back again to the capillary, then out of the capillary to the veins, then to get rid of it out of the body by many ways. Now, look at the arrow which is going out of these cells. The arrows that are going out of the cells, not going to the cells. So, here, tissue fluid, some of it is going to the capillary, as we see on the left. And some other tissue fluid cannot go back to the capillary. It goes in the other side, which is on the right. As you notice, we have two arrows on the right. As you see, it is written tissue fluid with cell waste products. Here, this tissue fluid cannot be collected or gathered into the capillary. So what happens if so much fluid actually accumulates one after another and doesn't go back to the capillary? Then we gonna have a swelling which may lead to death. That's why this tissue fluid that cannot go back to the capillary, it should not stay between cells and between tissues. It should go back by another way if the capillary is not able to take it, or if they go in another direction when there is no blood capillary. So here we have another system that takes this leaked, we call it leaked because it leaked out of the cells and cannot get back to the capillary. That's why it is called leaked tissue fluid back into another vessels, which are called lymphatic vessels. Now, there's no blood, no red blood cells, okay? So, only the plasma, which couldn't get back to the blood. So, the color of the lymphatic system is not red, okay? It is not the same as the fluid that is carried by blood vessels. So here, this tissue fluid is collected by the lymphatic vessels going back to the capillary through these lymphatic vessels, okay? Now, if you notice here also, we have smaller lymphatic vessels, such as we have capillaries, they are smaller than veins. Also, we have lymphatic vessels that are much smaller than the lymphatic veins. So we have lymphatic capillaries and we have lymphatic veins. Do you think that we have lymphatic arteries? No, of course no. We don't have lymphatic arteries because arteries giving materials to the cells. They do not take materials out of the cells. While all lymphatic vessels, even they are so tiny or they are much bigger to become veins or lymphatic veins, they take materials out of the cells. So all what we have in the lymphatic system, all the vessels that belong to the lymphatic system are only veins or capillaries. We don't have lymphatic arteries. That's why all these lymphatic vessels then it drain into a main lymphatic vein that is going to the vena cava.